Hello everybody, this is Unreal-GamingHD, and in today's video we're gonna take a look once again into GRT. So it's how to GRT, and surprisingly I've received few questions. What is GRT? Is it kind of telemetry, or what it does? What is it good for? So in today's introduction, we will talk about, it's gonna be quite quick, I believe. We're gonna talk about what is GRT, how does it work, actually not, but what is it good for. So GRT stands for Joel Real Timing, which is made by the guy from France named Joel. I don't know this guy personally, I don't know him practically at all. I just received two messages from him on Facebook based on those videos I made, and I received some question, what is it? So the Joel Real Timing, it's software that you use alongside with iRacing, and it shows you real-time things all around the circuit. So basically you know what the car on P1, even though you're lap down and you are far away from him, what he's doing. What are his pit stop? What is his speed, if you said it that way and you're interested in about that? How many laps has he done since the last pit stop? And these things. We will take a look later on those pages. You see it, what's happening there. Even though it's not gonna be in a race, of course, but it's gonna be in a practice session. But you will get a pretty good idea what this GRT is about. In my opinion, it's the best and the most complex software to use alongside with iRacing. There are some other options, like not really sure if I'm pronouncing it correctly, the Q2 and those things that usually come specially for streaming purposes. So it works in like kind of overlay for your stream, so the viewer has, you know, more in-depth info. And GRT, it's not made just for streaming. I would say that streaming is just some extra feature because you can use it. You can take a look at my fourth part where I discuss how to use it for streaming. And so yeah, what Joel Real Timing is good for. It's good for awareness. It doesn't necessarily have to be must-have thing for regular racing, for some Mazda racing like Advanced Mazda Cup, or maybe not even for IMSA racing. But since I seen it for the first time on some Spanish driver, I don't know, it was someone on YouTube, I just watched the video and I was this is pretty decent dash he's using. He has so many information there, and it makes logic. I mean, you can see there all things you need to see on the single screen, and it doesn't take the whole, 22-inch screen to have it. You can display it on anything, obviously. So I was like, what is this program? Then they said GRT, they sent me the website, and then I was like, and how do you display it? And they said just through the browser, so you're pretty much good to go with any device that has a browser. I haven't seen anything, or I haven't used any device that would be incompatible with this. Everything was right out of the box compatible. So what else? So since I got the program, I never turned it off. Every single time before I start iRacing, I start Joel Real Timing. The second thing that I was really surprised with, I don't have any overkill PC. I don't even run iRacing on full details, even if I'm not streaming. But it's not, CPU, it's not heavy on CPU, let's put it that way. And since all the simulators, and especially iRacing, is really CPU heavy on usage, this is really a good thing that it doesn't really kill your performance from CPU, so you would be laggy in game. I don't have any FPS drop, I don't have any freezes, I don't have any twitchiness, nothing like that when I'm using Joel Real Timing. And I'm streaming using Other, which is that Q2 app, for displaying into the stream, because I'm not using GRT for stream anymore. since it was quite, yeah, not many people. I mean, it's better to see what I'm doing in the game than what's happening around me, but whatever, that's not the topic for today. But yeah, and since I've turned it on for the first time, I've never turned it off, and after using it for 2 weeks, I bought pro license. I bought license to have the pro version of the app that goes for, I don't know, 20 euros, something like that. It's not the whole, it's not whole lot, but it's not, 2 euros like for example, have some app on App Store or whatever. So this is the only thing. It's lifetime, so you don't have to renew it after some time. So once you get it, it's all yours. I'm gonna show you now tabs, since you have pretty much good a picture what GRT is about, in case you don't know that. So basically, I'm gonna switch scene to my left screen so we can see what is it about. We're gonna start with pages. GRT is about pages. I call them tabs, but officially they're called pages. So you have several pages from timings, dashboards, track maps, calculators, and all that. I'm gonna show you just 4 of those. That will give you pretty nice idea what you can display with it and how it can look like. I want to make a statement: the way it looks like in my case, it's not how it's going to look like when you install it first. I made adjustments, which is seeable in part number 2, how to edit these pages or tabs, and after that you're pretty much good to go. But the good thing is that it doesn't actually tell you what to display, but it will let you to display whatever you want to, basically. So I'm gonna switch to the timing, which is probably one of the best and the most used and important page you will use. Basically what it shows you in this case, it's the position regular, in class, positions, games, number of car. You can basically guess what it shows pretty much easily. There are some goodies on the right hand side that are not, I believe, usually part of the default layer, but I can see the time spent in the pit lane, in the slot, amount of incidents, which doesn't really work properly. So maybe Joel, you should work on it, because when he race 20 minutes in and somebody is having like 20, so total nonsense. He would be disqualified otherwise if it's over 20. How many pits did he have, and so on and so on. It can be a lot more things than that. You can exchange some things, so it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to have this layer. So then I would say second page I'm using every single time I'm racing, every single time, is dashboard. This is the thing that I've seen when I was watching that Spanish guy. Maybe he was Portuguese, I don't know, just, this is the guy we're talking about, is this page. I would have to actually drive to show you something else, but just by describing it, this is the guy in front of you, this is the guy behind you, and this is all yours. Of course, you can see you have there your gearing, torque, speed, what is in your tank, what is your average consumption for last 5 laps. All this can be edited. It doesn't have to be for last 5 laps. It can be just the last lap. This guy doesn't have to be necessarily a guy in front of you in standings, but clearly in front of you. For example, car lap down in a different class, let's say. And this is just information about the session, which is practice. We have a clear weather of 22 degrees of Celsius, ambient temperature. The track has 27 degrees of Celsius. We have some wind direction and the speed of the wind with the humidity. So this is the time that remains in the session till it's over. Temperature of oil, temperature of water. You can exchange it with something else. But again, this is not about editing the layers. It's just the showcase, let's say. Then we have a track map. Also, I believe maybe really good thing, especially in endurance racing. And this is what I wanted to say. When I was saying this is not vast for majority of iRacing races, because you will handle field strategy even without this, even though this has even extra features covered in a third video actually, but third part I mean. So it's not just about this, but the amount of awareness you get in with your team, alongside with your team, while doing special events, especially long ones, which are 24 hours, of course, Daytona, Spa, Le Mans, or even now we have approaching Petit Le Mans, which is a 10-hour race on Road America. So yeah, basically this is where you need to know strategy of the other guys. You will know, you can't be ever sure what is his strategy, but you can see how long is he on that set of tires. Based on the time you will see he spent in the pits, you know if he changed tires, or if he probably changed just to rear or to front or whatever, or did he feel full or whatever. It just gives you that information that you would have if you have the real spotter sitting on the pit lane telling you what this guy did, how long has he been there, how does his car look like, what is his speed, what are his lap times, all that. This is all info you get, and if you're gonna share it with your team members and they're gonna spot you, or they're gonna adjust strategy, it's just huge difference. Or are you gonna pit now to get into the traffic, or you're gonna wait to avoid the traffic, or all those information. Special events in GRT must go, must have thing. And I'm not saying it because I'm having outcome of this, and I do not have. I haven't seen a single euro since. Okay, I even paid for the license. It's not like I'm doing it to promote it, to make it like, okay, people, just give me some cash. Not at all. I just made a statement on my last fourth part, I believe, but let's just, remind it so people don't call me like I'm just doing it for money. I haven't received any money from Twitch, YouTube, or anything. No sponsorship. However, let's proceed to the track map. By the way, about timings, there is, for example, dashboard 2. So you can have 2 different dashboards if you want. For example, for different car or for different class, whatever. That's pretty much up to you. You have 4 different timing tabs called timing, timing 2, timing 3, and timing 4. So you can have 4 different, let's say, layers or setups for single race. You can just switch in between if you don't want all the information on one, but you can have it just one by one. It's all up to you. You can do anything you wish with those. Then we're gonna switch to the track map, and since I'm in the how is it called, practice, it shows me all the cars in a practice that are active at the moment, where they are located on the track. Don't be like okay, it's quite laggy. I mean, it's not smooth. It's quite twitchy. It's just the way you set it. If you set it to 60 FPS, it's gonna be better smooth. The thing is, it's gonna be more CPU heavy. So it's pretty much up to you. If you're having overkill PC, you can run everything on 60 FPS. You can stream in 4K, whatever, even having VR. It's pretty much up to you. But I need to find the balance between my PC performance, iRacing heavy usage on CPU especially, plus this if you're gonna boost it. So that's just about it. And there is a new feature, I would say not older than 1 month probably, and it's the track map in 3D. And you will find more on his Facebook page, Joel Real Timing. You will find it easily. Just give it a shot. He explains there, and just he says something about the 3D map there, from what I could see, and it looks like this. But I believe you can just change the setting of the layer in GRT config, and it's gonna look pretty differently, and you will be able to judge very well the elevation change. For example, I think he showcased the Virginia International Raceway (VIR), where that elevation change is quite nice as you approach the roller coaster section, around the tree, and then downhill and to the finish. Very, very, very nice, and I think it's gonna be a little bit more GPU heavy, but I don't know about that. So basically, there is even more things I'm gonna cover up in my next video, and since I've never used it, I will have to try to figure out on my own and to give you that knowledge. Even though I think on his website the overlay is explained quite well, but I will try to look into it and give you some info in my 5th part even though it's gonna be 6, but whatever. So I think I will probably end it with this. If you have any questions, hit me on Facebook, even my personal one, the Unreal Gaming HD Facebook, or Bill on his Joel. He put Facebook on his Facebook page link into his channel, so you can comment there. I'm just watching if somebody is having some questions or whatever. So yeah, basically hit me up anywhere, unless I'm not going to notify it. I'm gonna answer you, I'm gonna help you, no problem with this. I think these videos are pretty clearly made, really step by step trying to explain everything so everybody is able to understand that even he has never dealt with software and things like this ever before. So this has been Unreal-GamingHD. It has been pleasure again to give you some info I received for last, I don't know, 3 months using this awesome software that goes along with iRacing only so far, and it just works flawlessly. That's one thing to say. I had few problems with 2 last updates. It didn't quite work on my tablet, but since the tablet is not working properly, I'm not quite sure if it's the JRT issue. Maybe it was just local network or the physical device, the tablet, the Shield K1 issue. I don't know. Thank you for watching, guys. Really appreciate you watching that channel and videos, and I will see you with the 5th part. See you guys. Take care. Bye.